Get your bars up, I get it on me, yeah I do. Endorsement, whole team pull up in Porsche. We came a long way from them Porsche. Get your bars up and get extorted. Get your bars up, I pulled up, shot his car up.
What up, world? It's your guy BA for real 100, and welcome to Get Your Bars Up Reaction. Salute. So we back up in this thing with another one, and as always, salute to everybody that's been rocking 100%. And yeah, man. Shouts out to Ema. Ema reached out, and she said she wanted me to react to some comedy today. I'm like, some comedy? Who we talking about? Then she mentioned Josh Johnson. I'm like, Josh Johnson? That's actually one of my favorites right now. If not my favorite, he's one of my favorite comedians. The guy has been putting in work for years or whatnot, and supposedly he has a joke or a stand-up in regards to catfishing the KKK. Yes, I said the triple K, those Klansmen, whoever they are. He's talking about catfishing them, and that's crazy. Catfishing and KKK, that's kind of crazy. It's not kind of crazy. I know they definitely don't rock with me, but I know Josh Johnson does, so I know that this is going to be very, very funny. It's going to be my first watch, of course, but before I hit this play button, make sure you hit the like button. Why? Because the content is dope, and I know y'all are here for the vibes, and it's definitely time to rock out. Once again, this video has been sponsored to you today by Ema. Appreciate you, Queen, 100%. Man. JJ, let's see what you talking about today, sir.
He was named one of Comedy Central's new faces to watch, has been featured on season 1 of Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. Please welcome Josh Johnson.
I grew up in Louisiana. Yeah.
Oh, talk about this gotta be older. This is young JJ. Now you got like the braids and the dreads or whatnot. And I'm looking at this guy right now. Yo, we get him at the beginning now, right? We get him at the beginning there. This is young JJ. Wow, he's super young.
Has been featured on season 1 of Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. Please welcome Josh Johnson.
I grew up in Louisiana. Yeah, see. Whenever I do that, some people will woo, but that's for New Orleans, which is the best part. Like, New Orleans to Louisiana is like if you had the most beautiful blue eye, but your whole face was fucked up. Like, that's what it's like being from that state. Yeah. But I grew up in Louisiana, and when I was 13 or 14, my family got the first home computer, it had a whole city behind it with a big monitor, but it was a computer. And my mom was really excited because it meant now I could do my homework at home and I wouldn't have to stay at the library for hours, and I was excited for different reasons. Right, and I don't know if I'd scream it, but I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I had a couple. I had the bunch, the type 5, but not a lot of friends to do things after school with or anything. I wasn't particularly athletic, so after school I just had to go home. If you're not gonna play a sport or you're not gonna join a mathletes club, you have to go home. We can't just have you sitting here with the other kids that are doing things. And so I went home, and I was also a point in my life where I was being left alone at home for the first time. So I was 14, and my mom's like, look, if you die while I'm not here, you were never gonna make it. So you need to start fending for yourself. You should know how to use an oven, And so I would get home, and I beat my mom home by 1 or 2 hours, So I was just me at home alone with the computer by myself for 1 or 2 hours. And so I discovered Craigslist. And I was so fascinated, like the fact that you could look up all these like misconnections and like favors and like odd jobs
Yeah.
and renting apartments. So I would just get
Yo, Tom. Yo, can somebody tell me, does Craigslist still exist? Like, is Craigslist still out there? Like, we talking about, when you say Craigslist, I'm thinking of 2008, 2007, 2009 ish. Yo, I'm sorry, it's hilarious because I know you're about to go somewhere crazy, but I got all these thoughts in my head, these crazy thoughts about Craigslist from back in the day, and I haven't seen it in years. Like, it has not been on my mind for like damn near a decade. And this is wild, right? This is wild. And he's bringing it up, but I know that this is older, though. This is older. Yo, Craig's World, right? I mean, Craigslist. I'm sorry, Craigslist. Wow, Craigslist. Mm.
and I was so fascinated, like the fact that you could look up all these like misconnections and like favors and like odd jobs and renting apartments. So I would just get home from school every day and just like read Craigslist. It's nonstop, just like every facet, like men seeking women, women seeking men, like every part of Craigslist. I was just like people selling their car, but like trying to give the backstory so they could use words to somehow overshadow the beat up car that they were trying to sell. It's like there's a lot of history behind it because you don't know this car was the car that like Snoop Dogg rode in the back in once, and he got really sick and threw up. That's why there's that stain there. It's like a Snoop Dogg stain that like no one would have got otherwise. Like you can only get a Snoop Dogg stain in this car. And so I would do it. I would just read Craigslist every day after school. And I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, but I would be like really excited to get home. Like I just be like, oh man, where are we gonna have now? Cause like I'd even read the misconnection and be like, hey, look, I met you and we were at a club and you had like hair and stuff. And I remember you had one eyebrow, which is weird they didn't start with you had one eyebrow. You had the thing that most people have and one eyebrow, and we just had a great conversation. I couldn't really hear you, but like I could feel you. And so if you reading this right now, hit me up. And so naturally, when you're 13, 14, whatever, you're not a person yet. So you're kind of a monster. And it wasn't long before I came home reading Craigslist every day before I decided to get involved. And so I started just like starting these correspondence with people, you know, like on misconnections or what. I pretend to be the person that they had the conversation. So I was like, yeah, baby, I got one eyebrow and the other one coming in, you know? And I was doing it every day for like months. And then some people, I would give myself away by being too into it and they know it wasn't the person and they wouldn't respond. But other people, we get like a long correspondence for a while. And I remember one day I was, sitting at the computer, just really excited to get into it. It was just a Tuesday and I didn't have anything else to do. And this
Look at his grin, though, where he's about to say whatever he's about to say. I've never seen this before, but his grin, about to get into it. It was just on a Tuesday. Yo, Craigslist. Do y'all remember Craigslist? Do y'all remember Craigslist? Hey, Craigslist was some of the craziest stuff that you would ever find. I was always terrified of it. I was terrified of it. But when I needed odd work, like when I was much younger, and I had to go out and get money because I wouldn't get hired, no jobs would hire me or whatnot because I was young and stupid or whatnot. I would actually post on there, yeah, we'll work, house moving, whatever type stuff. Like it's crazy. He's really bringing me back, but he's definitely about to say something that's super crazy. I know he is. I know he is. He's trying to hold himself. He's holding back his laugh right now. It's his little smirk that he does when he's about to land something crazy.
At the computer, just really excited to get into it. It was just a Tuesday, and I didn't have anything else to do. And this was a 2-hour window day, not a 1-hour window. And so on this particular day, I was just scrolling through all of Craigslist, and I saw that there was an ad. The ad just read, "Join the KKK." Question mark. And so naturally I was like, dope. And so I started a correspondence with this dude named Dale.
Dale?
And like, I felt kind of bad because like, if you're hurting that bad in 2004 for recruitments that you need a Craigslist ad, then we must be making progress. Like,
Yes. Yes. He just hit. He just hit. He hit that right on the head, man. He hit that right on the head. That's a fact. If you got to get on Craigslist in the mid 2000s to try to get people to join that particular type group, that means that they failing. Open invitation for anybody and everybody. Come join us. Get out of here. Talk your ish, JJ. Talk your ish, sir. We are here for it today.
if you're hurting that bad in 2004 for recruitments that you need a Craigslist ad, then we must be making progress. Like, you know, the world's getting better. And so I talked to Dale a little bit, you know, just emailing back and forth. I was like, hey, what's up? I'm white. You want to chill sometime and talk? And by chill, I don't mean the way black people use chill. I mean actually go somewhere cold and hang out together as friends. And to my surprise, the next day, I had an email from Dale that was like, hey, great to meet you. You seem like a cool guy. And all of our correspondence for the first couple days was like the most basic, just like, oh man, you like Star Wars too? So do I as well. Like I couldn't be natural on the thing. Like I was so nervous every time I typed. But then once we really got like a rapport built up, he was like, we should meet. I want you to meet the brothers. And I was like, that sounds great. And I grew up in Alexandria, Louisiana, which if you've never been there, don't know what it is, you're doing fine. So I guess you don't need to. But there's this bar called Finnegan's. And I was like, hey, Dale, look, just meet me at Finnegan's and we'll sit down, we'll have a chat and everything. And then if you really like me, you can introduce me and the other brothers and we can all be a family. And so the next day comes, and naturally I don't show up. I don't want to die. I was never gonna.
I'm not. Of course, I'm not showing up. I don't want to die. Yo. You can meet me. You can introduce me to the family if we're cool. Yo, this dude. What makes this so funny to me, right? What makes this hilarious to me is I really believe that he did this before. Like, I really believe that this is a story. He's telling the real story right now. I truly believe him. You know how a lot of comedians write. A lot of comedians, they tell jokes, but they either stealing jokes or they telling jokes and you're just like, oh, shoot. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's hilarious. But when you actually believe the person, it's similar to when we review music, right? When you believe the person, everything hits harder. The words hit harder. And I really believe that I really believe that he did something like this, y'all. I really do. I don't know why, but I just do.
And so the next day comes, and naturally I don't show up. I don't want to die. I was never gonna. That'd be insane. No. But he hits me up the next day after school, and I should point out that like for 2 weeks, I was running home mainly to talk to Dale. I wasn't even reading Craigslist anymore. I had 6 friends, and Dale was one of my best ones. But I came home the other day, and he was like, hey, I went to Finnegan's and I waited on you and you didn't come, man. Why would you stand me up like that? And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. And so I came up with an excuse, and this is like, you know, we're talking 2004. We're talking before like everybody had a cell phone, you know? So it's like some people still, you know, didn't have a cell phone, and they made plans and they went out and they did them, you know?
Time out. I know this is a reaction. So get out your feelings. Get your bars up. But man, now he got me thinking about that time too. 2004, I was in my first year of college, and that's exactly what it was like. It was exactly like that. It was, you didn't have everybody didn't have a cell phone, and when people did plan to go out and do things, they went out and just did them. It wasn't no call, text, surf the internet real quick. It was none of that. No wonder, and now it's making the story hit even harder, because for him to even be on Craigslist, it's different. It's different. Let's get back to it.
And so if there was a hiccup, you just had to roll with it, because you couldn't just text someone like, hey, I'm totally not going to abide by the plan now. I've chosen a different plan. I'm letting you know now. So for a week, I just like kept getting Dale to eat and shop alone. Like, and each time I had a great excuse. Like each time I was like, oh, my mom fell, and like I just had to be there with her and everything. And every day he understood, and he was like, you know what, you did the right thing, brother. You know. And I remember one day especially, he was particularly upset because he had come home, emailed me that evening, but I didn't see it till the next day. And he was like, you never came to Target. I was in Target by myself for 3 hours. I bought a popcorn maker. I don't even need a popcorn maker. I was just in Target by myself and bored, and I was waiting on you. Now I got a popcorn maker in front of me, and what are you gonna do about this popcorn maker? And I was like, bruh, I'm so sorry. And by bruh, I do mean shorthand for brother, not the way that black people use it. I'm so sorry. I just, my girlfriend, she tripped. And it was always women falling. Like, I'm surprised that he never caught on. Every time it was like, oh yeah, my great aunt just hit a stair. Or like just the worst lies. This is a 14-year-old idiot. And even now, I'm like, wow, like, I was alone with a computer, and I just catfished the Klan. I can't think of anything dumber or more porn would have been better. Porn would have been normal. You thought you were about to hear a story about porn. And instead, it just took a wild turn. And then finally, after, I think it was a week and a half, he was very resilient. They must be hurting for numbers. Because after a week and a half, he was finally like, okay, you know what? Ball's in my court now. I'm going to set a time. I'm going to set a place. And if you don't come, then don't ever talk to me again. And I was like, fair enough, okay? You've been so patient with me. I really just want to be part of the brotherhood. Just let me know where I need to be. And then he picked Finnegan's again. There's not that many places to go in my town. And naturally, I didn't show up. I didn't hear from him again. And I've noticed this trend online that's kind of disheartening, where like now people are being called racist, but for like nothing. Like actually not. I'm petty, so I'll read the whole thread, and I finish the entire thread. I'm like, oh, that was it. I don't even think that's a thing. You know, like, oh, you said this, you tweeted this one thing one time, you must be a racist, or like you vote this way, you must be a racist. You're a whole racist by a person who doesn't know you. And I'll tell you, as like a black dude that grew up in the South, I don't think you're racist until you go to your second Klan meeting. All right, like. Look, because maybe the first one, maybe your buddy Dale just invited you to a barbecue, all right? Everybody loves barbecue, okay? You get there, there's delicious barbecue, there's dry rib, there's sloppy, it's all happening. You see somebody put on a white hood, you're like, I don't know, the costume barbecue, that's a little odd. But you just keep eating. There's corn on the cob, there's collard greens, there's brisket, there's pulled chicken, it's all delicious. And then there's a burning cross in front of you and you're like, I'm already here. I say this because it happened to my friend Jordan, okay? He accidentally went to a Klan rally because without knowing what I was doing, my buddy Jordan, who was about 3 years older than me, actually met Dale. And got invited to a barbecue. Turns out Klan rallies don't just start, they ease you in with a barbecue. And he was like, I know what to do, I ate all the food, I can't miss the meeting. So he stayed for the entire Klan rally and went home immediately, called me, I came over, we talked about it. Turns out a Klan rally is exactly what a Klan rally is like. There were no spoilers. But just past his head in the kitchen, I could see a to-go plate. And I was like, Jordan, are those Klan ribs? And he was like, yeah, and I was like, can I have some? And it hurts me as a black dude that grew up in the South to say that the Klan makes the best ribs. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what kind of rub that is. Who would have known that you can't taste racism? It's delicious. Okay? It was to the point where I was like, I think you need to join. I need these every Sunday. These are amazing. Guys, I'm Josh Johnson. Thanks so much.
Yo. Oh man. He said if you go to two, if you go to two of them, it's an issue. If you go to one, maybe somebody invites you out, you don't even know what's going on. They're like, oh man, I'm going out with my peoples, man. It's gonna be some good food, and you show up, you see these hoodies and everything. if you are white or Caucasian, whatever you call yourself or whatnot, everybody, my brothers and sisters, so I don't want to make it super racy, but if you are what they considered a white person and you're not racist at all by any means, and you have a couple friends or acquaintances or people that you've met and they seem like cool people, y'all don't ever talk about race or nothing, but then they invite you to something like that. Like, would you, when you see all these hoodies and all of that stuff, are you just gonna skirt and run off? Or are you gonna sit there and just look around, observe, and then go through the whole meeting and then just never go back? Which one would you do? Like, I can only imagine going there and just like freaking out. And you're eating some amazing ribs, by the way. Eating some amazing food, and you just run out. Is somebody gonna chase you? Or are they gonna be like, "Oh, this is a private meeting. I can't believe we showed this person where we are." They might come get you. Who knows? So I get it. But that's my question. That's my question for y'all. But anyways, this was Catfishing the KKK, brought to you by Josh Johnson. If you don't know who Josh Johnson is, he is one of the funniest men, I would say, in America, but I think he's one of the funniest men in the world. This was a much older bit by him. He has a lot of newer stuff. Matter of fact, he comes out with stuff every Tuesday. And if I wasn't so swamped all the time with different songs and all of that, I would go back, because I actually have a track listing of his of a lot of his stand up. Make sure y'all go check that out. But make sure y'all go to Josh Johnson's channel, man, and subscribe and look at a lot of his work. He's explaining so many different things. And for me to hear this for the first time, this is I might have to hear some of his older stuff and how he started, because this one right here, yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious, actually. But anyways, shout out to Ema. I appreciate you, Queen, for sending this. This is actually very, very funny. This is very, very funny. Imagine that. He brought it back to the Craigslist days. Oh my gosh. The Craigslist days. I'm just saying. But anyways, this shit got BA for real 100. This is Get Your Bars Up Reactions. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. You rock with me, I rock with you. And if you out there hating, just because you think I'm a new guy and you just not stumbling upon my platform and I've been doing this for a little minute, then all I can truly say is thank you for coming and get your bars up. Salute, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this particular stand-up special. And yeah. If you don't got your bars up, then I think you need to watch more videos so you definitely can. And you can get a better understanding. But anyway, let me stop. But anyways, peace and love. We'll be back with another one a little later. Don't go too far. Salute.
Yeah. Get your bars up, I get it on me, yeah I do. Endorsement, whole team pull up in Porsche. We came a long way from them Porsche. Get your bars up and get extorted. Get your bars up, I pulled up, shot his car up. Yeah.